My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to Monster Train. We're going to be playing with a allied clan and a primary clan, both randomized. Show me what you got, game. Show me what I'm working with. Awoken Hellhorn. Yeah, that's exactly, like, out of, what, 25 different combinations? There's only 2 combinations I don't want. The Awoken Hellhorn and Hellhorn Awoken. I at least want one of the new clans in there. Come on. Don't you dare do it again. Ooh. Okay, so this is Umbra. Stygian? No. Umbra Remnant. Oh, Umbra Remnant. Okay, there's also the end is near. Great Trade will devalue our spells. They only devour the first spell you play each turn. Engine upgrade consumes -1 to capacity on that floor, +1 per turn for the rest of battle to your energy. Grovel is so powerful. Oh, good lord. This deck already looks pretty damn good. Let's look at the artifact first. Waxer units gain endless. Do I want that? Maybe I want that. I can certainly find ways to use that. Okay. Penumbra. The monstrous Penumbra has had its health reduced, I think. It used to be 35 here, I believe. But I can grovel it for damage shield. Oh, God. There's also the other one that summons for +2 capacity on the floor it's played on, which is going to be really, really good at eating a bunch of units from the groveling. I honestly think it's just the monstrous Penumbra. But the thing is, I haven't played with this one, but I have played with this one. That's going to tip me to going towards this because I don't want to just be taking the same thing constantly. But if I wasn't making considerations for that fact, I would have gone for the other one. Start of each battle, enemy units appear on each floor. I mean, I get my Penumbra on turn 1, and then Shade Splitters don't really help me. Grovel doesn't really help me in the instance unless it gives me a rare morsel that happens to attack. And I won't take too much damage getting this 50 gold anyway. And getting some nice early upgrades on an engine upgrade or a Grovel would be really good. You will suffer our ancient power. Sack those two there, honestly. Not exactly a great hand. So we've taken 9 damage so far for 50 golds. Starting to become a worse value proposition, I'll say that. Okay, none of those attack, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we're short of being able to kill the Collector, though. So I guess we'll be looking for something that there is the thing that says friendly units when friendly units die, enhance them with +10. That would be really good with the dregs and the votive key here. Extremely good. I'd love to give you lifesteal, but I don't need to give it to you right now. Shade Split to start with. Train student in front of you to save the shields. And I guess drag there. Drag there. Is there a reason not to play that drag there? Get the rubble morsel to be eaten on that floor. Nice. Double grovel this turn? I could see that. Honestly, just for the damage shields. I'll leave the rest of those in the deck. Okay. I really wish that train seal was dead. Yeah, this isn't going to be anywhere near enough. I'm not excited by, Okay, so we took 15 damage there for 50 golds. Definitely not worth it at that rate. 15, 25 damage, even worse. Apply Rage 2 and Ember Drain 2 to a friendly unit. Put that on a morsel that's about to die, or an endless unit, like a Dreg that's about to die to, or a Waxer, rather, that's about to die to its burnout. And then I just get extra energy. Which is nice, because this deck does have like a relatively high cost with the two grovels in here. But the engine upgrade is also good at dealing with that. And Umbra Assault is actually also really interesting here because it gives me the ability to directly target and kill an enemy in a backline. I think I'll actually take that. Honestly, don't love the whole stealth, all friendly units using a unit in the front line in order to trigger it. Because that has to be unstealth, and like, yo, sweep attacks will still hit it and then hit everyone else. Trample attacks will still hit it and then hit everyone else as well. Obviously, I'm not playing it on will, like using a spell or anything like that, unfortunately. I'm gonna save my money there. Hopefully I get a unit and a minion upgrade area. Yeah, Umbra unit and Forge your units. Yeah, I have to go for that. Do I? Waxy units are important as well. Fine. Merchant Magic is still really good for me. Let's have a look at double stack. Just 2 damage shield on either of the grovels. I mean, 2 damage shield on either of the grovels is not something to turn my nose up at. I don't mean to disparage it. When I said poo with poo, like poo, like that's not me saying it's not good. Is this having endless incredible or awful? It's like 2 size. It's fine. Comes back when it dies. Guess it makes it a decent tank for like a Penumbra, but then the problem is then I'm not using the gorges on... I need someone who gorges better. No, don't like it. Double stack the grovel. I'm gonna lower its cost. So with those double upgrades on it, now I'm in a good position to dupe it in the next area, and there's another Remnant unit there, so another thing that could benefit from extinguishers or like draft. Honestly, just give me draft. Draft me up. Enemies enter with 5 armor. They have 2 health by base. I have constant Dregs coming back. I can do this. And also, I really need to find units that are going to be worth drafting. Things with a bunch of extinguish triggers, or harvest triggers rather. Gorge units still, because Grovel and Penumbra is not incredible. Yeah, Molten Encasement wouldn't even die here. Throw it on the top floor, get it out of the deck. Don't want to float the energy and just still have it in my deck after this. I don't need to use the Sinner's Purge this turn. I could do, mind. I just don't need to. I don't like that this Reconciler is getting pretty high up in the board there. Cool. So that now has enough damage to actually kill the Forged and get to the Reconciler rather. Good. Effectively just exposing the Reconciler for a future attack. Okay. Well. Sweep. Ugh. Can't even kill the Reckons. Ugh. This is not excellent. I'm a Shade Splitter and possibly and Timber Assault my own, getting different units instead. That just died of the sweep, Ryan! What is that? What did you... What'd you do that one for, bud? Guy, pal, dude, friend? I know you can do better than that. Okay. See, the big problem is these, yeah, exactly. Like the Molten Encasement, this has sweep. So, like, unless Molten Encasement dies before anything else, somehow, the Drakes are just going to die instantaneously to this effect. This is what I was talking about. Like, having the stealth not on, like, on demand, effectively, makes it not good. There you go. More units to die. I mean, only take 12? 11? Yeah, 11. 11 for a unit at this point. Honestly, I still don't feel bad about that. Take the extra capacity now. Oh. Waxy units having endless isn't a way to win a run though. What does it do to a boss? Nothing. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. Morsel maker behind a penumbra is... Do we need it? Like, that's my out, is taking morsels. Because I haven't found any harvest trees yet. Can't find any for the absolute life of me, as it turns out. Alright. Come on, event. Change my fortunes. Nope. Give something a buff. Yeah, I'm gonna monster rail spike one of the molten encasements. Just get it out of the deck. He purges on play now. Wait, how would that have interacted with Endless? I burn the card out of the deck, but I get to play it multiple times in the same fight, maybe? Enemy units deal 1 damage to the front enemy unit on death. Oof. That really having a defined approach to this feels dangerous. Number there. Also make behind you. Sacrifice a dreg. Sacrifice a dreg on the bottom floor. Just get again. Do I want it again though? Maybe I didn't want it again. At least I know is that's a good turn. If I had gone with my instincts and gone with the trample, I honestly think this would be going a lot better. A lot more stats on that trample. Much statistic. The stealth loses at the end of the... I know I haven't played with the tombs much, but I'm also not playing with them much because I don't know if they'd be good. It's not... Nothing I've seen so far has dissuaded me from that opinion, I'll say. It definitely seems like in Umbra, one of the strongest things that you can do at the moment is just barrel down the line of morsels. Like, it really feels like so much of the Umbra is geared towards that. Obviously, you've got the Architect gives you 2 extra spaces, which is 2 extra spaces to put morsels a lot of the time. Then you've got the one that gorges, and the one that gorges obviously wants to eat morsels. That's how it gets bigger. And then you've got the one that is super big, monstrous. It gets larger and larger and larger, and then eventually it's so large it takes up a whole floor by itself. But in your base deck, you have a lot of morsel generation. So if you're gonna form a second floor, you might as well form a second floor that eats morsels, right? So you like, it feels like you're very directed to go down that line, and you're not always necessarily rewarded for trying to avoid it. Like, I tried to avoid it for a total of a couple seconds before I decided, okay, we'll go Architect, but we'll try and make it a different Architect. And then even that fell away. It's really unfortunate these have the Extinguish deal 1 damage to the front enemy unit, because that's just going to result in a lot of losing my damage shields on the top floor there. I can use that to hold it. it being the damage shield in that situation. Lose that. Let's get some more damage shields here. Should be fine, right? Yeah. I was about to say it's extremely fine, but no, it's kind of only just fine at this point. And now it's extremely fine, just stacking enough damage shield there. We've also got the Great Trader devouring our spells, so we're going to need some chump spells in the deck, basically, so that we don't have to worry about burning out our grovels. I can kill bosses by stacking Divine Shield. It's just, can I kill floors? Trample is a way to do that. Bounty Stalker Stealth. It gains 10 damage permanently every time it dies. Unfortunately, I actually did want to see this unit here to see whether or not it was considered a Waxer unit. It is not considered a Waxer unit, so it's not going to be endless. That's really unfortunate. But I could take it and try and upgrade it to become endless. And then this becomes the damage that will kill a boss for me. Umbra is also the, rather Umbra Stone for consuming to apply Trample is another way to approach the Penumbra. Although, honestly, the next time I get an upgrade, I'm probably just going to upgrade this to give Trample. Alright. Let's make that work. Well, now we have things that actually want to gorge. And actually, we also have the Morsel Master, so top floor can be the Morsel Master as well. I'm going to take the Morsel Master first. I'll look for things that still want to gorge. Is energy a problem for us? The capacity is definitely not a problem for us. Energy's not super really a problem because of the engine upgrade, honestly. I'm going to go for the draw. Do I have my Dark Forge in the next area? I do have my Dark Forge in the next area. Very happy to see that. Merchant of Steel, obviously I would be looking for Endless on the Bounty Stalker, but also Multi-Strike on the Bounty Stalker would both be really good pickups there. As much as I want this other side, and I do want this other side, Gorge effects would be great from the Umbra banner. Obviously, artifacts are really good. Oh, I'm talking myself into it the more that I try and avoid it. This one's almost certainly another Merchant of Steel for the removal later. What are my good options in the Merchant of Steel? Multi-Strike? Quick? Endless? Large Stone is bad. Well, it's not incredible. It's not bad. It's just, it's not incredible for this deck at this position. Don't you dare disappoint me. Thank you. Obviously, Overgorger. Whole thing is going to be like Overgorger goes on the top floor with a Morsel Maker and a Morsel Master. Overgorger is size 3. Oh, so I'm going to need to draw all of them on the same turn to actually get that off. Oh, hang on. That's fine. I have excess units I can gorge on. I can gorge on a different floor on different units. I don't have to put the Morsel Masters behind it. They can still go behind the Penumbra. Morsel units gain damage shield 1. That's really good because now the Morsel units can damage tank for me. It also prevents them from taking damage to a sweep. Very importantly there as well. It's definitely give you trample. So 5 to 7. We have the +1 in Space Prism, so we still have the ability to get Morsel Master and Morsel Maker behind you. And then the double removal here. Honestly, these dregs are not... No, encasement. Get out of here. Get out of here. I don't want you. No more removal to do enough. Non-boss enemy units gain multi-strike for random artifacts. I can chump block with my morsel units in a way that I don't necessarily feel is going to be a huge problem for us, except for the Overgorger. And obviously Grovel gives us a bunch of damage shields, so it's not super huge as far as problems go. I'm gonna take it. I think it is actually more of a risk than I was necessarily assessing at that time. I do think it will be a risk here, but I also think this deck doesn't. it currently doesn't, and I would like it to does. So if we can make it does instead of doesn't, seems like a good idea to me. And this honestly seems like a good way to make it does. Savvy? As much as I want to get the Morsel Maker down, I want to grovel more. Give the health to the top liner, honestly. And then Dreg, like, if I play Dreg here, it just dies and goes to the top of my deck, and then I get to draw a Dreg next turn that I don't want to really draw. Damage, obviously, here. Happens 2-time over. Okay, Space Prism on this floor is really good. We'll, Umbra you. Grovel you. Morsel Miner, great, we'll double that, and then we can double the next one we play as well. Lifesteal, don't really matter to you as much as damage. Start giving you some lifesteal though. A lot of damage, shields. Okay. Shade split with these. If you in the front line, you'll actually attack both of those hits, and then you'll attack 2 times. Then you'll respond, killing. Well, not killing, but certainly trying your damnedest to kill. Small amount of HP on those two translates into a huge amount of damage on the pyre. I do need my own bounty stalker to actually die eventually. Stealth things go straight past it, of course. That's how that works. That's how that's always worked, Ryan. Alright, give me some morsels, I guess. Shield lifesteal. You're healing by 10 at the end of combat, so actually Dreg has the ability to kill that, yeah. And I will damage shield myself here. You know what? With the excess of these, I'll set up a bottom floor. Definitely keep groveling on you, because I'm not losing the top floor this floor. Increase the size of that one. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I'm just looking to put things on the top floor at this point, I guess. See how this one goes. Way worse than I suspected. Killing one of those significantly increases our chances, but still not to the degree I kind of thought it would. I'm gonna need more damage shields. Damage shields. No, it has damage shield, but it doesn't give damage shields. This is already overstacked. Go damage. Damage shields. Okay. Let's give you even more damage shields. Remove those. Give you life. No, life still doesn't matter as much as extra health here, I think. Try and get a better break point. Pretty sure. One HP away from killing that there. Oh, I'm not liking taking a couple L's in a streak of videos now. Whew. Good thing there's the VOD series. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Monster Train. I've definitely learned some things from this run. Let's have a little bit of an evaluation of the kinds of things that we've learned from this run. Taking the Penumbra to try and avoid votive key, making waxy unit endless, and trying to find waxy units to fit it is not necessarily the way you want to go with that. Honestly, Overgorger was fine. Overgorger was doing good. If I ended up giving Overgorger Trample, that would have been really good. I don't think I had the Overgorger when I had Trample, though. Or rather, when I had the option to get Trample. The Architect's upgrade for the Penumbra, I don't see it being significantly more powerful than getting Trample. Especially with the extra stats that you can get on the Trample. Would have saved a lot of HP early by having that Trample earlier as well. Obviously, you know, one big thing we learned is Grovel is incredible. Grovel is always incredible. So much of the base card set. Can we actually have a look at the base card set before we move on? I want to look at the base card set of Umbra. Umbra. Where are you? Umbra. Cross. There we go. Cool. Now we're here. Penumbra. There we go. Starts with Penumbra. Then, so there's damage spell. Like, X-Cost seems to be a sub-theme of Penumbra. definitely. Prism Retrieval I don't think is good, though. Primal Dust I also don't really think is good. Kindle, I mean, you're going to have another X cost card to use it significantly well. Mind Collapse isn't a great payoff for an X cost. Forever Consumed is. Like, Forever Consumed and Shrazbike are, rather. So it feels like this is situationally good based on having either of these, and either of these are situationally good based on how your deck is running at the time and how the opponents are presenting themselves. The morsel, I mean, the morsel you can't just collect by itself, right? Ember Cache is good. Feast, I would have loved a Feast in that run. Definitely would have loved a Feast in that run. There is the Ember Drain sub-theme as well, but a lot of the Ember Drain you want to apply to morsels so that you get the benefit without getting the downside, because the morsel will die at the end of the turn, removing the Ember Drain. Lifesteal is also a huge thing in this character, but also we didn't necessarily find much lifesteal, so drafting it that wasn't necessarily possible. But it does look like, yeah, morsel, previous page, you know, morsel. I mean, those are just the morsels you can get from other things, but this is also a morsel-related card. Yeah, Morsel Maker, obviously, another morsel-related card. Anything that says Gorge is morsel-related, as you might imagine. Gorge again, morsel-related. It does seem like these are very, very, very very strongly based on morsel, and to play Penumbra and decide, okay, I'm going to try and not go morsel, is to play Penumbra and decide to lose. At this point. That's how it feels to me. I'm not saying that as a sweeping rule, obviously. Like, I'm still, you know, learning the ropes of these new clans. There's going to be growing pains, as I mentioned before a couple episodes ago. And anytime I say something in this series, I would very much like if you could mentally append, in my opinion. Because I could say that every time I say something, like, in my opinion, this would be a good play. In my opinion, this card is good. In my opinion. But the thing is, this whole series is kind of just my opinion. And if I say that, I double the length of every video, basically, just constantly saying in my opinion. So in these circumstances, this is just how I'm feeling with it at the moment. Obviously, as I explore the class more, I will have more accurate assessments. My initial impression, though, is like, go morsels or don't focus on Umbra at all. And also, my focus on the... actually, that's another thing that I do want to check here. Because my focus in the Remnant clan was trying to get waxy units that I wanted to have Endless on. Obviously, the big one was Draft. That was the one I kept asking for. Has Burnout 1, so it'll die at the end of every single turn, goes back to the top of the deck, has great damage, has great stats. I still don't know if I even would have benefited that much from it being Endless. You want to reform it so it gets extra damage and extra HP, to be honest. No. Maybe it's something about my playstyle. My playstyle is very much like, I want one floor to kill and maybe supplement it with another floor. I very, very rarely fill all of my floors, and I very rarely take that many minions. So maybe it's a playstyle kind of thing, because I could just take a bunch of minions and be in the position where I've got like Lady of the Reform, Lady of the House, right? And I just, every turn, I'm just filling a floor with more minions, and then any of them die, whatever, I just replace them, right? Actually, that's feeling more and more like what I definitely should have done. Just take every Lady of the House, every Lady of the Reform that I find. The thing is, but that dies to bosses. So it gets the same problem that I was worried about the entire time, which is like, how am I going to take out bosses? I eventually decided the way to do that was with the Grovel and the damage shields for the Penumbra unit, the champion unit. But if all of the rest of my stats are, or rather all of the rest of my focus of my deck is around just getting these two floors that constantly die, it feels like I'm interrupting the Penumbra's ability to actually get any of those statistics. Or grow at the speed that it would need to in order to actually properly account for the boss. A lot of things to think about. A lot of things to think about for me. For the moment, though, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Monster Train. We'll probably get a win tomorrow. For the moment, hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.